Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbana zidna ilma. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir. Rabbi wa tammim bil khair. So we are going to start our today's session. Yesterday we did nowadays we are doing the sentences. Yesterday we did a concept that how to make sentences interrogative, istifhamiya, and then we just discussed yesterday that there is, if the answer is yes or no, just there will be hal or a. They are called harful istifham. And if the answer is not yes or no, then we have to use asmaul istifhamiya, like ismul istifham, and there is a list of that. We should know the meaning of all those ism, so that we should know the meaning and we can use it whenever they come in Quran. We can translate them like mata, amma, aina, anna, kaifa, man, maza, liman, ayyana, when. So these are, this is the only important thing, only list we should know that the meaning, and they will become istifhamia or interrogative. Today we are going to start very important concept, and that is acting doer. It is basically acting mean just temporary, naibul file it is also called, and this concept is used with passive voice. First lesson in this second part of now we did about how to make verb passive voice. Today we will see that when this passive voice comes in sentence, and then how we can deal with it. And there is a one concept that is acting doer. We will see what is that. So before understanding the all concept, let's take some example and try to understand that what is going on. First, we will take the simple example here that khalaqal insana. If we see this word, there is an inside doer, that is he, and this is maf'ul insana, or you can say this is object. So we can translate it as khalaqa. We know that who is the doer, that is inside doer, that is he. He created the human. So insana here it is mansub, this is maf'ul, fa'il is inside doer, that is he, and verb is khalq. Similarly, if we see nasara al-muslimina, nasara, so here nasara, it is inside doer is he. So doer, we should know that this is doer he, and maf'ul there is muslimina, mansub. So he helped Muslims, this is mansub. Insana, this is mansub. Muslimina, mansub. Okay. If we see here khalaqal arda, he created the earth. He created the earth. Earth is mansub here. And what is the doer? Here is he, inside doer. Instead of this, now let's change it. Khalaqa, he created. Passive voice of khalaqa is khuliqa. Now the verb is passive voice. Meaning totally get changed. It's because it is basically become passive voice. Doer is not there. It is basically maf'ul. That khalaqa, he created. We know that who is the fa'il, doer, he. When we make it khuliqa, change it into passive voice, so its meaning is he is created. He was created, but we don't know who has created this. So doer is missing here. Doer is missing here. If doer is missing here, so what we do that we will try to make something doer. That will be called as acting doer. How we will make that doer something other than that as doer is, you have to look here insana. It was a maf'ul. So we just make it marfu, insanu. So now instead of this maf'ul, this becomes a doer. This is called acting doer. So now we find the doer and we can translate it as the human was created. The human was created. Again, khalaqal insana. He created the human. Here the doer is he. Insana is mansub. So we know that he created the human. But here when you make khalaqa as khulika, passivized verb, and inside doer is like he or she, so we have to make that maf'ul as marfu, and that will be called as acting doer, naibul fa'il. And then we know that who is the doer here? The insan was created. The human was created. Let's go here in the next example. Nasar al muslimina. He helped Muslims. He is the inside doer. We know that when Nasara become Nusira, he was helped. But he was helped by whom? We don't know. That is, doer is missing when you make the passive voice. So what we will do, this Muslimina, this maf'ul will become, we will make it as in marfu status, and this will be called as naibul fa'il, acting doer. So the translation will be Muslims were helped. One more example. Khalaqal arda. He created the earth. Okay, there is no problem here. We know that what is fa'il here? That is inside doer, and that is he. Okay, he created what? That is also known. That is maf'ul al arda, the earth. Now let's make this verb as passivized. Khuliqal ardu. So earth was created, but here, as we know that the earth is a feminine by due to linguistic reason, so we have to make that verb also as feminine. So instead of khuliqa, it will be khuliqat, khuliqatil ardu. So here it will be the earth was created. So here naibul fa'il is al ardu, and inside there is inside doer always, like nasara, he helped, nusira, he was helped, nusiru, they were helped, nusirat, she was helped. And if you come here, nusiratil muslima, now you have to look for outside doer, that is now make naibul file. You have to look for acting doer, and that should be marfu, that should be after the passive voice, that should be same in gender but not in number. So nusiratil muslima, muslima was helped. So this is the concept of acting doer. So let's summarize it, whatever we see here, that is in points they are written here. In passivized verb, we know that passivized verb, majhul, jahil, majhul, which is not known. Passivized verb, file is not known, but maf'ul is known there. Like khalaqa, he created. We know that the what is file here, he is. But when it is khuliqa, it was, he was created. So it becomes the inside door is basically that is maf'ul is known. So whenever their verb is passivized, the maf'ul made as marfu, and this will be called as naibul fa'il. Khuliqal insanu, the insan was created, the human was created. So here insanu is basically naibul fa'il. Here al muslimuna, this is naibul fa'il. Here in this case is al ardu, it is naibul fa'il. So more thing, what, how you will look for the naibul file. Look for naibul file when the inside acting doer is he or she, the same rule. When there is he or she in the passivized verb, inside doer is he or she. In madi or mudare, we know that. So we have to look, there will be a naibul file, and naibul file will be marfu, and it will be after passive verb. And naibul file, as we have seen in example, should match in gender but not in number. So whenever there is a passive verb, there will be a acting doer, that will be marfu, that will be be marfu, that match in gender but not in number. Like these are the best example to understand. Khalaqal insana, he created the human. Khuliqal insanu, now khalaqa meaning he created, there was no problem at all. But when it becomes khuliqa, so there is something missing. It was created, but we don't know who has created. So we must have to find for acting doer, and acting doer will be marfu. Let's take some example here. I would go to Naim Bhai first.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Naim Bhai. Can you please summarize this?
In passive voice, verb file is not known, but maf'ul is known. But when verb is in passive voice, the maf'ul is made marfu so that it call naibul file. And for naibul file, we have to be look at the verb should be he or she inside, and naibul file should after will be passive verb. Naibul file should match in gender, not in number.
Let's take example and please explain every step. Is there, is it satisfying every step from there? Let's take this. Just read the first part of that.
Wa futihatis sama'u.
That's it. Okay, now.
So
what is passive verb here?
Futihat is the passive verb. Normally is fatahat, but it is passivized.
Now the verb is passivized. The verb is passivized. So if verb is passivized, so there will be look for.
We have to be look at outside maf'ul, like a naibul file should be marfu.
So when we have to look for naibul file,
when verb have a he or she in it,
inside it, acting doer. Okay. So here in this case, what is naibul file?
Naibul file is as-sama'u, because as-sama'u is the marfu status after passive voice.
Okay, so how you will translate this? Wafutihatis sama'u.
And the sky was opened.
And even heavens were open, and they become doors.
So fakanat abwaba, and it was become doors.
They become doors or gateways. But the concept what we are learning today, that is here. Wafutihat. Futihat is a passive voice, and inside naibul file is she. So we have to look for acting doer. Acting doer is as-sama'u. It is not, it will be marfu. It will be marfu. The same concept in next. Thank you, Naim Bhai. I will go to brother Javed Rasool.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam, Javed Bhai. Can you please just summarize this concept, acting doer?
Okay. Acting doer. So in passive verbs, the file is not known, but maf'ul is known. And when the verb is in passive voice, the maf'ul is made marfu and is called acting doer on naibul file. Look for naibul file when the inside doer is he or she, only like madi mudare. Naibul file should be after the passive verb, and naibul file should match in gender, not in number.
Not in number. Can you please explain this with this? Nasar al-muslimina.
So Nasara, he helped al-Muslimin, the Muslims. He helped the Muslims.
Okay, now.
So if we make the Nasara to passivize, it'd be like Nusira, he was helped. So al-Muslimina is majroor, mansub, and al-Muslimuna will make it is marfu instead. So the Muslims were helped.
So what is naibul file here?
Al-Muslimuna.
Al-Muslimuna, because the past. Okay. Can you please take this first part of that?
Wasuyiratil jibalu. So the suyirat is in passive voice and al-jibalu is marfu. So the al-jibal mountains and suyirat
moved.
Oh, and the mountains moved.
Why mountains were moved?
and the mountains were moved. Yes.
Yeah. Sara, he just travel or he moved. This is sayyara. He make something to move. So and the mountains were moved and they become illusions. They became illusion. Okay, suyirat. So here, what is the concept? So what is the passivized verb
So
here?
suyirat is passivized. So al-jibalu was made marfu to make it naibul file.
So what is naibul file here?
Al-jibalu is the naibul file.
Naibul file. Okay. And why it is feminine, suyirat? Same reason.
Same, the linguistic reasons.
Yeah, hawa, pani, asman, pahad, zameen, all these things, they are in Arabic, they treated as feminine. Jibal, sama, they are treated as
also broken plural, we can say too.
no, Jibal just Asama who is broken plural and Jibal Jabal. Yes, you are also right. Yeah, Jabal is broken. Jabal and Jibal. Okay, let's take more example. Thank you very much. So I would go to Brother Rida.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam. First read this.
Which one, brother?
This one, do you see my pointer?
Yes, yes. Zuribat alayhumul dhillatu.
Okay, Duribat alayhim zilla. Okay, first thing, is there any passive verb here?
Yes.
What is that?
Zuribat.
Duribat is passive voice of?
Passive voice of the letter who.
No, Duribat. What is the active for this Duribat? Active.
Zarabat.
Darabat. And passive voice of Darabat is Duribat. Okay. So it is a passive verb. If there is a passive verb and inside doer is he or, and inside acting doer is he or?
Oh, she.
Is it or not?
No, it's not.
Yes, there is she.
Yes, there is she.
She. If there is she, we have to look for naibul file. What is naibul file here in this case?
Upon them al-zillatuhu.
So what is naibul file here?
I'm trying to say that I think it's al-zillatuhu.
Yes, you are right. You are thinking right. Because naibul file should be
marfu.
Marfu, and after the verb, this passive. So az-zillatu is basically naibul file. And that is, and also it should match in
gender, you mean?
Gender. So zilla is what? Feminine or masculine? Feminine.
Yes.
So because of Duribat is feminine. So can you please translate it?
Al-zillatuhu.
No, this is zilla.
Okay.
Is one word. Zilla. Humiliation.
It was hit upon them. His zillat. I don't know.
Okay, Brother Rida. Just try to fix it. One is there is no zillatuhu. If there is something that this type of mistake, it is zillah. Zillah, there is no who. Zillah means humiliation. And when there is he or she inside it, we have to look for acting doer and we have to start the translation from acting doer. So we have to start from here. Humiliation was struck upon them.
Yes, brother. Humiliation strikes upon them.
Upon them.
Or upon them.
Or hit upon
A stroke.
them. Yeah.
A stroke upon them.
So did you understand the concept of acting doer here?
Yes.
So zillatu is basically acting doer. Here duribat is passive verb. So we have to look for acting doer naibul file when inside naibul file is he or she. And yes, it is all and it match in gender. So next, Brother Hamad.
Okay, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. Hamad bhai, can you please take this?
Sure. أنزل الكتاب على طائفتين So here, unzila is the passive voice of anzala. So, and we will look for the naibul file because there is a he and she in the unzila, and it should be in marfu form. So, and al-kitabu is actually the naibul file here, and it should be matched in gender, but not in the number.
Very nice.
Okay.
Translate it, please.
So the book was sent down or revealed upon two groups.
Two groups, yes. The book was revealed upon two groups. Thank you.
I will actually maybe at the end of this class
Okay.
discuss, because I'm confused here. So for this Bible file concept.
Okay. We'll practice and inshallah it will be clear. We'll come back. So I would go to Brother Ashar.
Assalamu
Alaikum assalam. Can you please take this ayah?
alaikum. فَلَا يُخَفَّفُ عَنْهُمُ الْعَذَابُ. So here, يُخَفَّفُ is the verb, passive voice.
Passivized verb. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
passivized
passive
verb.
voice verb. Yeah.
Okay.
And naibul file is al-azab. It is
Al-azab,
marfu.
because that is
Marfu.
marfu. Okay.
Yeah.
No. Okay,
And
this is naibul file.
yeah.
Can you please combine translation?
Yeah. The punishment is not light upon
Will
them.
not be lightened
Not be lightened upon them.
upon them. Yes, this is okay. Thank you. So I would go to Azhar bhai.
Yes, Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Can you please take this?
Kutiba alaykumus siyam.
So is there any passivized verb here?
Yeah, kutiba.
Kutiba. If there is a passivized verb there, so
Then we
we
should look at outside doer,
naibul file. We have to
Naibul
look for
file.
naibul file.
naibul file, and it should be the marfu statement. As-sayamu is a
And that is acting doer actually. Because why we say acting doer? Because here the doer is missing. Kutiba, kataba, he prescribed. Kutiba, it was prescribed by, we don't know who has who is the doer here. So the doer is missing here. So we have to look for acting doer, and acting doer should be marfu.
marfu statement.
Okay. Can you please translate it?
Fasting
Yes.
was written.
Prescribed.
Sorry, fasting was prescribed upon them.
Prescribed upon. Yeah, also written is okay, but better word is prescribed. So here a siyam is the naibul file. So let's take one more ayah here, and then okay, Ibrahim, can you please take this?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا and إذا when tuliyat it was recited عليهم upon them آياته its verses his verses زادتهم it increased them إيمانا faith. And when his verses are recited upon them, it increased them in faith.
Okay, what is passivized verb here?
Passive voice verb over here is tuliyat,
And inside.
and so the inside doer is naibul fa'il over here would be ayatuhu, because it is marfu'.
Okay, so ayatuhu is what? Naibul
fa'il.
Why we look for naibul file? Because this is
Passive voice.
Passive verb. Yeah, passivized. Okay, we have to go for breakout room so that everybody get a chance to see all these.